Good evening, everybody. JP Alexander for Rabid Dog Unleashed. It's Sunday, the 13th of June, 2021. Haven't done a video in a while. Glad I'm back doing another one. Might be a while before my next one. I don't know. A couple things on my mind. Watch this.
Going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border. We've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the important.
She doesn't understand the point he's making. The point he's making is you were put in charge of the crisis at the border and you fucking haven't been there yet. And it's been months. That's pretty stuff like that. Even a fucking idiot like me could figure that one out. You don't understand? You're laughing like it's funny. Like that's a fucking funny question. I'm a fucking clown. I'm laughing at everything. I don't find that funny at all. I don't find anything about that funny. I love when she says, "We've been to the border." You normally say we when you are involved with other people doing something. You personally haven't been to the border. We haven't. They've been to the border, people in her administration. She should say, well, people in my administration have been to the border, but I haven't been to the border. No, we, meaning me and us, we. We is one people too many in this case. One person too many because you have been to the border. And he says, you haven't been to the border. I haven't been to Europe either. That's fucking hilarious. I think that's hysterical. I haven't been to Europe. What does that have to do? You weren't put in charge of Europe. You were put in charge of the border crisis. You should have got on a plane and went to the border that minute. As soon as he put you on we said on a Friday night, hey, you're in charge of the border. Boom, Friday night you should have been on a plane Saturday morning at the latest going to the border to check it out. You didn't do shit. Because if you did, people would follow you with a news crews and they would show the American people what's going on. Even CNN wouldn't be able to ignore that like they are now. Okay? We wouldn't be able to ignore that shit. They'd have to show it, and it would show how bad the border crisis has gotten. Because when you ran on, hey, we ain't going to let people in here left and right. So when you did win, and there's still a lot of probably questions to be raised if you really actually did win fairly or not. But that's for another time. That's a whole other subject. But when you won, people were rushing to the border because they thought, well, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden said, we're going to come on in. So let's come on in. And then you stopped them at the border and you filled those those cages that Trump used, that, Obama made, that Trump used. Okay, you're filling them to the brim with kids. And the question of the border is as bad as it's ever been. Now, you're not going to acknowledge that because you're not even going down there, because you're not taking it seriously at all. And when you do take a trip, you go to Guatemala, which is not anywhere near the Mexican-American border. It's like probably thousands of miles from it. Yeah, it's the border between Guatemala and Mexico. Did you go to that border? You're talking to the Guatemalan president? Yeah, that doesn't seem like that's going to help out, really. Is it? I don't know. Why don't you talk to the Mexican president, too? See what he says about it. I mean, I don't know. There's something. The problem is coming into our country. It's not coming between Guatemala and Mexico. That's Mexico's problem, which they don't seem like they want to do anything about that either. Kind of like, And then you come back and say, don't come. If you're going to make that dangerous journey, she said that to try to make it seem like she cares, which she doesn't. If you make that dangerous journey, don't come. We will turn you, we will turn you back. We're going to, protect our border. That's probably the smartest thing she ever said. I actually believe that, but that is way different than what she ran on. And maybe the problem at the border is as bad as it is because you and Joe Biden said, people should come in. You made it seem like you were going to let them in. Now you're actually saying something that Trump said, and he was called a racist for it. I don't hear anybody saying crap about you saying it, okay? I guess then you say it. No, I guess if you say it, it's okay. I mean, I guess, I guess.
That shows young black entrepreneurs
Oh, yeah. Here's a good one, too.
Young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers. They don't have accountants. They have great ideas.
He just said that. Who'd you work for 8 years? Who were you the vice president for 8 years? A black lawyer. Who was the attorney general during that time? A black lawyer. Who are you bullshitting? Are you just fucking dumb? Are you just seriously thinking we're dumb? That is probably one of the dumbest. You imagine Trump said something that fucking stupid, that fucking asinine. You imagine Trump says something like that? Can you imagine? I can't. I don't think he would be able to live that down. He'd be calling, a Senate hearing to try to get him drawn out for being a racist. How dare he say something like that? I mean, and Joe Biden says it. People, why isn't someone tackling him and say, "Sir, you can't go off script." You just tackle him and say, the feed's been cut, and a big, like those lines through the television or whatever, like, this program's been preempted, or this program's been, don't forget about what you've seen. Why isn't that happening? Why isn't that? I mean, no, it's not. And we heard that. That came out of his mouth. Black entrepreneurs who are starting a business can't get lawyers and accountants because they use the internet. They can't log into the internet. They fucking don't log into the internet. I'm not saying Joe Biden is. Let me see how I can say this nice. I think he thinks blacks are inferior. I truly believe he thinks blacks are not as smart as whites. I think he truly believes that. I really do. Now, if that's racist, then so be it. I think he's racist. But I don't think he thinks that blacks are the same intelligence as whites. I don't think he believes that at all. I think he's not believed that his whole life, and he's 78 years old, and he ain't going to change. I think he's always believed that. Now, I don't think he hates black people. I think he feels sorry for them because they don't have the IQ that whites have in his mind. That's what I believe, because he says shit that makes me go, this is somebody who doesn't really have a lot of respect for black intellect. That's truly what I believe. Trump, on the other hand, Trump might be an asshole in a lot of ways, but racist, I don't think he is. He's a businessman who holds everybody on the same standard, That's just what I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I never heard Trump say anything that fucking ridiculous before. And that's who we have running the United States right now. These two clowns. I guess be careful what you wish for. But hey, I mean, I don't know. We have them, and let's try. Hopefully, they'll do the best they could do. Hopefully, this whole thing works out. Hopefully, by some strange reason, it works out. But I'm also here to say, please, Saturday Night Live, please make something. Make a skit about this, please, because there was, between Bill Maher saying Joe Biden's been a complete disaster to comics because there's nothing to make fun of, there's nothing not to make fun of. Seriously, I've seen, every day I fucking see something to laugh at. Every time he opens his mouth, you can laugh. Jesus Christ, really? Kamala Harris cackling. You can have one of the girls on Saturday Night Live do a skit where she's just cackling like that all the time, and that would be comic gold. But they're ignoring it as if that's not funny. No, this is fucking funny, ladies and gentlemen. You'll cry if you don't fucking laugh, and I'm laughing my ass off. This is pretty fucking, just as smart as one entrepreneurs. They just can't get lawyers. They don't have accountants. I would have fucking been in the audience. I would have been. Did anybody just hear? Somebody please. He just said what we all think he said. That came out of his mouth. And that's all I got to say today, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's been JP Alexander for the Rabid Dog Unleashed, and take that what you will. Make of that what you will. I'm not telling you how to think. I'm just showing you what recently happened in the last week and a half or so, 2 weeks, whatever. Yep, this is JB Alexander from Rabid Dog Unleashed. Until next time, ciao.